What's up, everybody? I am in freezing cold Chicago. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe I'm going through this right now. It's a snowstorm. I got on my hat and my scarf because I ain't got time for that. I am here today to talk about some ear training tips. I posted a video the other day on my shorts saying, let's play a game, and I played 2 chords, and I asked you all to guess what the 2 chords were. So I'm gonna reveal the answer, okay? And then I'm also gonna talk about some tips on how you can kind of know what you're hearing. Ear training is something that you don't just get in one sitting. It's something you have to practice over and over and over. But after a while, there are some things that you kind of start to notice, some patterns that can kind of help steer you in the right direction, okay? So the 2 chords that I was playing, drum roll, were A minor and E7 or E dominant 7. Okay, a lot of people got the A minor right, but I got a lot of people that said E major, which is totally understandable because E major and E7 are very, very close, okay? So the first thing I want to talk about is, in the video, I did not show this part of my hand. I kind of only showed this part of my hand so you could kind of see what I was doing. But the first thing I do when I hear a chord progression is I listen for the bass note. The bass note gives you a lot of information, and the bass note does not always match the chord because you can always have slash chords or different inversions. So every rule it's a rule, but it's also exceptions to that rule. So every single time you hear a bass note, that won't be the exact chord that matches the bass note that you're hearing as far as a diatonic chord. But for the most part, if you're hearing the A and the E, okay, or you can see someone's playing the A and the E, that's where I would kind of start. So first of all, I want to start with A minor. Okay, so you have A minor and then you have A major. Already you can feel the drastic difference between A minor and A major, okay? A minor feels a little bit dark, okay, a little bit melancholy, like somebody stole your lunch. And then A major, wow, that feels like, oh, like the sun came out, right? It's very kind of like happy sounding. And then that's A dominant, right? And it's kind of got this interesting like vibe to it. It's hard to describe, but it's like a major with a little bit of darkness in there, okay? So the difference between a major, a minor, and a dominant chord are literally just the notes that are in that chord. So for A minor, you have A, C, E, and if it's an A minor 7, you have G, okay? So A, C, E, G. And then for A major, you have A, C sharp, E, okay? And then if you add the 7, G sharp. And then A dominant, okay? You have A, C sharp, E, G, okay? So as you can see, they're all pretty similar, but I think one of the hints that I have with A minor is that it just sounds really dark and really, really sad. So if you guessed A minor, that was correct. And if I were you, I would sit down at your guitar and just go between A minor and A major and kind of let your ear hear the difference, okay? And again, when I'm playing A major and I just lift up my middle finger, that gives me A dominant, okay? Because I'm playing that open G, which is the flat 7, okay? So I don't want to get too deep into music theory in this video, but the main thing I want you to think about is what is the characteristic differences between these 3 chords when you hear them, okay? Then when I go to E major, okay, you see how that it gives you that kind of bright, resolved, like, this is amazing, this is the best day ever feeling. And then if you lift up, woo, Tell me you didn't feel that in your spirit. Like, just come on now. Tell me you didn't just feel that in your spirit. I love that E7. It's kind of like your cool cousin come by and like y'all about to go hang out. Woo, boy. I love that. Okay, and then I'm gonna play E minor, just so you can hear. That is just like, you just dropped your ice cream. Okay, so you have E minor. That's very, very sad. E major, it's very happy. And then E7 is somewhere in between there. When you think about the major scale, if you were to number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the chord formulas come from the scale degrees of the scale. So you have, for a major chord, you have 1, 3, 5. For a minor chord, you have 1 flat 3, 5. And then for a dominant chord, you have 1, 3, 5, flat 7. Okay. I'm gonna play a little game, and I'm gonna start with A, and I want you to tell me, am I playing A minor, A major, or A dominant? Okay, so this is an A chord. What do you think? A minor, A major, or A dominant? Okay, if you guessed A minor, you are correct. All right, I'm gonna do another one. That is A7. If you guessed A7, you are correct. Now watch when I go to A major. It's almost like everything kind of lifted up a little bit, and it literally did, because you're going from that flat 7 up to that major 7. Okay, so listen to that. Okay, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna not tell you which one I'm doing, but I'm on the chord A, and I'm gonna play a chord. I want you to tell me which one you think it is. Feel that little swag? It's like your big cousin just picked you up in a Corvette. Y'all about to go get some Chinese food. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That is A dominant. Okay? I'm gonna do another one. Can you hear that? That is A major. Okay, I'm gonna do another one. If you guessed A7, you are correct. It's like major with just a little bit of spice in there. All right, one more. A minor. Guessed A minor, you're correct. Okay, awesome. So now I'm gonna go to the E chords. So I'm gonna play either E major, E minor, or E dominant 7, and you have to guess which one it is, all right? So I'm gonna start with listen. E minor. That is E minor, okay? Very dark, very sad, very melancholy. I really don't hear any sunshine in that, like, at all. All right, next, I'm gonna do E. I'm not gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. If you guessed E major, you are correct. All right, do another one. E minor, you are correct. All right, and last one. Do y'all feel that? I just gotta say, when you play a dominant chord, I feel it in my chest, like straight up. It's just like, it's just powerful. I don't know, I can't explain it. That's also the chord used in the blues. So if it sounds, right? So it's just the dominant 7 chord has such a strong personality. I think probably the most difficult thing is to hear the difference between the major and the dominant, because I think they're so similar sounding. But the way I kind of think about it is that major is just like all sunshine, and then dominant, it's like sunshine with a little bit of spice. Somebody put some pepper in that thing. I'm just saying, like, it's not fully all, it's kind of like, okay. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that helps. Again, I'm going to do more ear training exercises and ear training games because, number one, I think it's fun. And what started me on this journey was someone saying that I wasn't showing my hands. And I kind of made a video reacting to that. And I thought about it, you know, everything happens for a reason. So it kind of made me think, like, yeah, sometimes as a musician, you can't see somebody's hands and you have to learn what they're playing, or no one gives you sheet music, or no one gives you charts. I've been in many different professional settings where I have literally had to just figure it out using process of elimination. Like, at the end of the day, there's only 12 notes, and literally sometimes I'm like, okay, I will try every note and there's one note left. And I'm like, well, it must be that. You know, so don't be so hard on yourself with feeling like you have to be this insanely perfect musician. Just every single day, try and work on one area at a time. And ear training is something that I think is well worth you spending your time on because it really allows you to not just depend on a paper or not just depend on what someone else said, but to use your ear. And to me, that there's something very musical about that. There's something that feels very natural and just awesome about being able to hear something and play it back. So I'm gonna end with playing 2 chords, and I want you to comment below what you think these 2 chords are. I'm gonna start with okay, you see I'm hitting that open E, so you know it's E something. All right, so the first chord was, and the second chord is. All right, write down below in the comments what you think those 2 chords are, and let me know if you all want more videos like this. Love you all, and I will see you real soon.